Hi guys. So, this video is about the season of the dead. Now, this is okay. The season of the dead is my own name for this time of the year. It's it's from the beginning of October to the end of November, end of November, early December, because that's where we get these holidays that celebrate death. We get, we get Samhain and Halloween, which fall on the same day, or sometimes fall on the same day. Samhain. We get Day of the Dead. We get Samhain, All Saints Day. Then we get Day of the Dead. And then we get another holiday. I think it's only in the 21 divisions, but it's like, oh my gosh, I forget the name to it, but it's like 21 Days of Remembrance or something like that. I remember the tradition. It starts from November to the 21st of November, and each day you give a rosary to your Mesa Blanca. So you put, rosaries over your Mesa Blanca, over the cross on your Mesa Blanca, for 21 days, and you end up with 21 rosaries over that. So I call this the season of the dead because this is the time where the veil to the spirit world is especially thin. It's almost like, and if you're anything like me, if you're as sensitive as me, you feel the ancestors with you more than normally. I mean, sometimes there will be days where I wake up and I'm like, the ancestors are with me, but during this time of the year, I am completely, I see them everywhere. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. That's all I can say. Like, I can't think of a place where they're not. Even when I go to the bathroom, they're there. I'm like, oh my gosh, could I get 5 seconds apiece? And so you feel them, and and if you watch my earlier video, you guys know I did dream work today. And so I've been having dreams and dreams and dreams. And my big cousin, like I said, she's been telling me, dream work. You need to be doing dream work. Keep a journal. And, I was like, okay, dream work, everybody does dream work. I don't need to work on my dreams. I have great memory. I'm going to know what stuff means when it comes to me. But, these dreams are getting so specific and so in-depth. And I actually had a dream about a grandfather of mine who is still alive. And I'm, wondering, because I'm wondering if he's going to be okay. So I have to call him later. But I'm seeing them in my dreams. They're giving me dreams, and they're giving me power, and I feel them pulsating through me. And I just lost a grandmother, and her presence isn't felt yet, but I think that's still because she doesn't kind of understand yet. And this is the time to get readings from me. Not that I'm trying to say go and come and get a reading from me, but I'm saying that this is maybe the best time to do readings, especially if you read tarot cards, if you throw dice, if you read bones, if you read cowrie shells, if you do anything that sort of involves spirit guide work, and anything that involves anything that involves your ancestors as spirit guides or your ancestors as protection. Anything where you use your ancestors to help give information, this is the time to do it, because the veil between the other side is so thin, like I've said, and so the ancestors are basically giving you information. People, this is when I was really young, I used to hear people call my name all the time. I used to be like, yes, Mom, did you call my name? My mom would be like, I didn't say your name at all, you need to go sit down. And I've learned to control that, but this is the time of the year where I can't control it. It's just they shine. They're everywhere. They're calling me. They need me. Something's going on. I have to say something. I have to do something. So this is the time to get your readings, to find out information. I went downstairs. I was putting some laundry into the washer, and I stopped and I looked at my mom. She was sitting on the couch in the dinner. I was like, Mom, are you okay? And, something just told me, and it's because my spirits, they're talking, my ancestors are talking to me. They're like, something is going on. There's something you need to talk about. So this is the time, because your spirits are guiding you, and they're even clearer than they were before. this is also a time of great excitement and joy and happiness, because like your ancestors are there with you. You should be happy about that. I mean, because some people have lots of ideas about where the ancestors go when they die. They go to the Summerlands, or they end up staying down here with you to guide you, or they go to heaven and they look over you and they watch you and they're protecting you. But this is the time of the year, no matter what you believe, no matter what people say, that they come and they watch you. This is the harvest season, so they're like waiting for people who may pass over in this season. They're like waiting for people to come over and say, they're waiting for people to come over. So, what else? This is the season of the dead. That also means that things are going to die. It's very representative of how nature is working right now too. I see the season of the dead as a time of transformation, and so it's like a time for shedding the old stuff and putting on new skin. I mean, shedding the old skin and growing new skin, and you're growing, and that's also representative too, because the animals start growing thicker coats because it's getting colder outside. And then you also have the idea of, my ex-boyfriend said it's cuffing season, and that's kind of true. But like, if you want to think about it, all year round is cuffing season for people. But it's more so when it starts to get cold, that we humans start to think, okay, well, we need to find somebody and we need to settle down, because we need to bring somebody home from Thanksgiving, and we need to bring somebody home for Christmas, and we need to have somebody to kiss on New Year's. And so this is very much a season of that in that prospect. But when I say season of death, I don't mean that to be a negative thing. I don't mean this is going to be the season where you die. I don't mean this is the season where we should be sad because there's death all around us. I say that this is the season of transformation, of new beginnings, really. Because what you have here is a chance to, first of all, you have the chance to get the permission and the blessing and, work closer with your ancestors. This is a great season for that. And then what you also have is a season to, this is going to sound brutal, but a season to kill off the old part of you, to just, to cut off the limb that isn't working with you to help you achieve what you need to achieve, and grow a new one to help you do that. What else? And this is a beautiful season too. I mean, and I think that kind of speaks to what death is. Death is a beautiful thing. It's an unfortunately beautiful thing. When a person dies, we start to have this sadness. Oh, they're not here anymore. How am I ever going to talk to them anymore? Oh my gosh. And I remember I went through that when my grandma passed, but I told myself something that I was like, when somebody else dies, I'm not going to cry for them. I'm going to be happy for them, because they get to go on to heaven, or they get to go on to peace, and they get to go on to enlightenment and eternal knowledge. I can only aspire to that someday, I can only aspire to be, the light that they're going to be someday. I can only aspire to, shine, be a star in the sky. So, it's a very representative thing. So, what is a good thing to do around this time? It's the season of death, so of course you want to pay tribute to Egun, the ancestors, muertos, whatever you want to call them. People have a lot of names for them. The dead ones, I call them the beloved dead, because they are the beloved dead. The people that we loved. In the Bible, here I have to make this one Bible reference. It says, if you think of me dearly, bury me among your ancestors or your beloved. I think it's ancestors. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that verse of the Bible says that, Abraham is dying. He's like, if you love me, bury me with the people that you love. If you thought dearly of me, bury me with the people that you thought dearly of. And so the beloved dead are those people that we bury with the people that we love. They are loved. They are people that we should pay homage to. So, that is something that you should do. You know, this is the time to set up those altars. And if you want to start doing death work, this is the time to do it. Now, some people see doing death work as inviting death to be around you, but what I see it is, I used to have a fear of death. I used to think, I don't ever want to die. Death is a horrible thing. Death is something that's scary, and I don't want it to ever come for me. And this was a mentality I've had since I was a little boy. But with the recent experience of a loss in the family, I saw that death was a beautiful thing. Because what it does is it brings together people. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm not saying that, more people should die. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it brings together people. They get to come together and they get to say, wow, this person was great, and I want to follow after this person. I want to be blessed like this person, and I want to give blessings like this person gave. So, this is a really good time to start doing death work and start developing your own beliefs in death and your own beliefs of what death is and how death should work. What else? This is harvesting season. And so, death season, before everything dies, you go out to the fields and you harvest everything and you bring it in. And that was a Sabbath ago or two. But the idea behind this season is that, this is a good time to get all your ducks in a row, to have all your ideas to clump together. So when it comes time for you to start something new in the spring, that it's ready to be started. It's sort of, and that in between time, winter, that season of the dead, death is happening now. It's going to be dead. Then comes the rebirth. You can see that my hand movement, but you understood what I'm saying. It's dying now. Death is next, winter, and then rebirth, spring. And so when the season of rebirth comes, just think of it as like a hibernation period. You have these ideas that you're holding on to. You're going to sleep on them through the winter, and then when spring comes, that's when you get the work going that you need to start making these projects new. So these are my two. So the season of the dead mostly retains to, this is ancestor season. Work with your ancestors. I don't know how many times I've said it, but I'll say it again. Work with your ancestors. Build altars to them. Because I told you guys I had a dream, and I wasn't going to explain it to you until I understood it more, because there are parts to it that I don't understand. But there's a part in here that I understood clear as day. And it was a setup for an ancestor altar, or a spirit altar, or a death altar. I'm still trying to figure out which one it was, because, I have an idea of what it is. But there was a setup for an altar in here, and I feel like it's related to the season of the dead. And so, when this season comes, work with your ancestors, because you'll feel them. And I've noticed that there have been a lot of people like posting pictures of like, this person, I miss this person now, or this person has died, or this person is going on, or I'm going to miss this person when I'm gone. I actually had my church, about a year ago, they lost somebody around this time, and that was sad for them. So, what I'm saying here is, this is a season to remember your ancestors, to work with your ancestors, to form a relationship with your ancestors. And I say this in part of my book, chapter 2, which is on ancestors. Just because you didn't like what an ancestor represented in life, just because you didn't like how a family member was when they were living, doesn't mean that you throw away the idea of working with them wholeheartedly, because you have to have some respect for them, but not respect for their death, but for their spirit, to have respect for the Creator and His ability to create a spirit. And then you also have to have some respect for their death, to have some respect for death, because having respect for death ensures that you'll live a long life and you'll get a respectful death. And you should always treat spirits that you don't even like to work with, ancestors that you don't even like to work with respect, and you should never leave them out. That doesn't mean that you're going to set an extra place for them at the table, but if somebody should bring them up, if they should be acknowledged, or if you should be reminded of them, you should just be like, it was nice to think about you, it was nice to see you for this second. And I know we didn't get along while you were alive, but that's that. We can't fix that now, but maybe we can try to build a relationship here. that's all I have to say about this. The ancestors they love you. Sometimes they love you not the way you want them to, but the way they know how. Sometimes they mess up. So forgive your ancestors. Forgive the ones that didn't treat you right. Love the ones that did treat you right. And celebrate them. Celebrate them all with love, with light, and with candle magic, and with herbal magic, and with dolls and puppets, and with whatever you celebrate them with. Candy skulls and Santísima Muerte candles, and take them their favorite plate of food to the graveyard and pour some chicken grease over their grave. Y'all don't know nothing about no chicken grease, which I know about chicken grease. But do these things because that's what they need and that's what they love. And that's all I have to say. Ashe, ashe, ashe.